Dear brothers, it's about quality, not quantity.
So guys, it should be your conversation, the way you flow, your presence is enough for a woman to want to be around you, not how much money you spend.
Dear sisters, it's about knowing your value.
My sisters out there, don't be afraid to scare a guy off just because you have standards.
Dear brothers, dear sisters, it's time to come together.
Boom, back in the studio, DBDS Live studio. It's your man Mo. I'm here with my man Mel Money. Mel Money, what's going on, brother? What's going on?
Welcome to another day of DBDS Live. Thank you for joining us. To all my peoples out there during this pandemic, just stay positive. We're going to get through it. Mo, let's kill him today. Let's slay, man. Let's slay.
Today, we are bringing the business. This is about getting the relationship you desire. So I know a lot of people desire that relationship. They don't know how to get it. They don't know all the stuff they're dealing with, but we're going to expose all that. We're going to talk about all of that today. Our show topics include, we're going to talk about moral codes. All right. So that's what you need to do in order, you got to have a script for your relationship. All right. We're going to talk about sustainable traits. All right. There's certain traits that are only short term. We need to talk about them long term ones that's going to keep you in a relationship and keep things stable. We're going to talk about pain as being your friend. Everybody thinks pain is the enemy. Sometimes pain is your friend. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Self-esteem and life's purpose, they are tied together. They're connected. We're going to show you how that's going down. And we're going to talk about healthy relationship models. What do you model your ideal relationship off of? We're going to talk about all that. Mel Money, let them know what DBDS is about, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So before we even get started with our program, we just want to tell you what DBDS stands for and what the mission is. We promote thoughtful relationship topics on social media, our live show, and other outlets to help people to become a better version of themselves. We want people to embrace respect, love, and loyalty and have healthier relationships. And in doing so, you have to change how you are, but never change who you are. And a better version of yourself creates a healthier relationship. Healthier relationships create healthier families. And healthier families create healthier communities. So let's get this show on the road, Mo. Let's do it.
Listen. All right, check it out. This is how it goes down. Every show, we always end up, we got about 5 or 6 topics. But see, we always have these amazing guests, and they got so much insight that we never get through them all. So this is what I'm going to do today. We're going to change it up a little bit. I want the audience, I want y'all to pick out of these 2, right? Just drop it in Facebook and let us know which one y'all want to talk about. At the end of the show, we're going to be talking about self-esteem and life's purpose and healthy relationship models. I'm gonna let y'all pick it out because we guaranteed to get through 3 of them, but we may not get through them all. All right. So just keep that in mind and let us know. All right. So right now we got the crazy, amazing guests, man, and they all look pretty and beautiful too, man. So we're gonna bring them in the studio, man. Right now, I'm bringing my girl Ebony in the studio. Ebony is out of VA. What's happening, Ebony?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Ebony.
Hey.
Yeah.
Welcome to DBDS Live. The people want to know about you and why you on the show today.
Well, thank you for having me again. My name is Ebony, 32-year-old mom of 2. I have 2 boys, ages 10 and 6. I'm on the show today to share my advice and my perspective on relationships and hopefully be able to help someone else and so that we can all be able to grow together. And, I just hope that I can help someone today.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Love it.
I'm sure you will. They don't know half your script. We know though. So it's coming out today. So everybody sit tight, keep your hat on. I'm about to bring my girl in from Texas, my girl Monica. What's happening, Monica? Welcome to the DBDS Live.
Hey, Monica.
You are on mute, Monica. I want to hear you, girl. Unmute yourself.
Oh, I hear you.
Yes, there we go. I want to hear you.
Ooh, Texas in the house. Texas in the building.
Yes. Hey guys. Yeah.
Hey.
I'm back again. I'm so happy that y'all invited me back. From Texas, like y'all said. I am 29 years old. Just about to graduate with my master's. May 7th. So I'm super excited about that, and I just love being on your show so I can kind of share what I have with you guys about relationships and my experiences, and hopefully y'all can learn some stuff from me as I learn some stuff from every one of you guys.
Awesome. That's how we do it. Teach, learn, live is the DBDS motto, and that's what we do up in the building. Right now, I'm about to bring my last lady into the building, my girl Lisa out of CT in the house. What's up, Lisa?
Hey.
What's going on, Lisa? Uh-oh, we might be having a little bit of technical difficulty. Okay, she's moving a little slow. That's all
Hmm.
right. We'll work with it. Give my girl a minute here. Hello, Lisa, you there? All right, we're gonna take her out the studio for a minute.
Hmm.
We're gonna try to work on that and bring her back.
No
All
doubt.
right. For now, though, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let Mel Money go ahead and kick the show off. Mel Money, go ahead and kick it off, and then we're gonna bring Lisa back in once you do the intro.
Oh,
She'll be able to
no
hear
doubt.
you.
Absolutely. So we got this section called the Anonymous DBDX section where people post their issues and they look for some positive advice. So this is how it goes. It reads, can anyone offer me some advice on how to cope and move on from a relationship to where I am losing my mind? Please, no bashing. I'm already aware of how stupid I am. I'm 22 years old and my ex-boyfriend is 43 and I'm 10 weeks pregnant. Last week, I ended things with the father due to him lying, sleeping with my cousin, and also doing other things behind my back. For example, hanging out with another girl and smoking crack with her. Who knows what else happened, but that's besides the point because at the end of the day, I can't live without him. And every time I try to reach him, he refused to return my call. Our relationship is over, yet I can't stand thinking about him enjoying the single life of dating around. I don't even know if he is. This is just in my head making me feel really sad. He did apologize for certain things and he said he will be there for me when I want him to be in part of our child's life. Yet he hasn't even asked me how I'm doing. I just feel really depressed and I was hoping I'd weed out someone who could offer me something else to think about. Just to let you know, I am going to counseling. But in the meantime, I just been sitting in my apartment alone crying, thinking how I'm going to pay the rent on my own. My parents will be devastated once they find out that I dropped out of college and got pregnant by my ex, who they cannot stand because it's been plenty of times he disrespected them, but I always took his side. I'm even more depressed because I can't go anywhere due to the virus, although I did go back to work today after being off for 30 days. Listen, I know I messed up and I can't change it now. So now I'm just asking for advice to see what I can do to make our relationship work and how to get him back in my life.
All right, ladies, hold it on pause for a minute. Let's see if we can get Lisa back in the building. Make sure you remember your responses. Okay. Oh, nope. Lisa is gone now. She broke out, y'all. All right, we're gonna keep it
Okay.
rolling, man. Hopefully she come back because she got a lot of good insight too. Right now, though, you heard the scenario. We got a anonymous poster, and we need to help this person, man. I'm coming to you, Ebony. Talk to me. Let me know something.
Well, that was a lot there in that letter. As far as her being able to get him back, I don't think that that's what her focus should be on at this point. At this point in time, you know, what happened in the past was happened. You know, she can't go back and undo what's done. So she is carrying this life, whether he wants to be a part of that life or not. She's going to have to step up and unfortunately, you know, be the prime caregiver of it. She's 22 years old. She's going to have to speak with her parents and talk about what happened with college. You know, it's like, we're out here, you making these grown decisions. You're going to have to handle those grown responsibilities, you know?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, she's just going to have to focus on herself and the baby. And, you know, it sounds like he's been doing crack and things like that. So it doesn't really sound like he's fit to be a father in the first place or be around that child. So I would suggest for her to lean on her family and lean on her friends and her counselors that she's speaking with, and to continue to try to just focus on the baby's health and herself and try to count her blessings, you know, because there are a lot of women out here who are infertile and can't have these children. And, you know, she does have a blessing right now, whether she sees it as it like that or not. But I would just suggest that she just really lean on support of her family and the people that are around her to just keep her positive and try to focus on what she does have and not what she does not have.
Absolutely. All right, Monica, help this anonymous person out, help this lady out, see if you can give us some advice to deal with her situation.
Yeah, I agree a lot with Ebony, with what Ebony said as far as the father not being fit and first and foremost. Even if you did kind of just want to get back with him for your own selfish reasons, you do have to think about, now that you have a kid in the picture, how he is just not going to be a good figure for that kid to look up to, and how toxic that relationship will how that toxic relationship will affect the child, because children can feel that. And from an early age, they're affected by, that toxicity in the environment. I will say, just like she was saying, something about coronavirus and how it's really hard right now to lean on friends and family. My advice definitely is lean on friends and family. Right now, it is really hard to, so I would just suggest with that situation just to try her best to, you know, utilize certain platforms like, you know, FaceTime, social media, and things like that to really try to stay connected as much as possible, even though it is really hard right now. And again, with what Ebony said, it is going to be hard, you know, to come forth to your parents. Like I remember so many mistakes I made in college where it was like, now I gotta tell my mom, you know what I mean? Like, crash the car,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Now I gotta come forth, you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, it's just really hard to do that, but you do have to suck it up at some point, or, you know, I mean, there's nothing else you can really do at this point. You have to suck it up and do what you can do, and remember your family's gonna be there for you, and they're gonna do their best to make sure that you know, can stay afloat, but they're gonna be real with you and be like, you messed up.
Yep.
You know what I
Yeah, they're gonna be real.
Yeah.
Man, so before I go to you, Mel Money, I just got to make a comment, man. Somebody
ahead.
dropped the ball, man, because this girl's 22 and the dude is 43. And so, listen, I'm not Muslim, but I do follow some of their teachings, and what they say is a woman should be half your age plus 7. So, based on that philosophy, this relationship was doomed right out the gate. Too far apart. Y'all's too far apart. You know what I mean? So, listen, Mel Money, give us your insight on this one, man.
Well, you know, first off, I'm just glad this anonymous poster is going to counseling to help her during this challenging period. And just like Monica and Ebony stated, you know, she's going to have to suck it up and talk to her parents about the matter. Now, I feel when a woman is fed up and does not protect or honor herself anymore to negative opinions on how other people mistreat her, I truly believe that you just can't leave it in God's hand, because faith without work is dead. Now, the one section that I pinpoint, which will stall the healing process, is her reaching out to try to make it work with him. And here's the problem. For a relationship to work, two people have to be committed and put in effort to analyze the problem, come up with a healthy solution, and change their negative behavioral patterns to develop that trust again. You know, what I tell my classy sisters is that you don't get what you're worth in a relationship. You get what you demand, which boils down to your personal guidelines. In other words, you have to love yourself to stand your ground and do what's best for you and put the odds in your favor, especially when you have a child that's going to come into this world. And whenever I hear or read stories of people in denial or justify their perspectives as to why they keep allowing someone to mistreat them like a second-class citizen, it simply means that they don't respect themselves enough, because if they did respect themselves, then they wouldn't allow anyone else to disrespect them. So my only advice would be to stop reaching out to him, stay in counseling, and continue to focus on herself.
All right, y'all, you heard it right here. DBDS Live. Check this out. I think we got my girl Lisa back. So we're going to back it up. We're going to rewind the tape a little bit. We're going to bring Lisa in. Lisa, again, is out of CT. Let's see if we got these technical difficulties worked out. What's up, Lisa?
Hello, I'm here.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Hey.
All right. There she goes.
All right, so Lisa,
So,
go ahead.
yeah.
Tell the people about yourself.
I'm Lisa, and I'm from Waterbury, Connecticut, and I am 33 years old, and I'm here because I like to be around some really intelligent people that have lots of good advice, and I think that I have some advice to share as well. So that's why I'm here.
All right, we're glad to have you on the show. So this is what we're gonna do. Hey, it look like we sound like we get some feedback. Can you turn your volume down a little bit? Let's see if we can work that. All right, that's much better. All right, do you guys just want to just do a quick sound check? Y'all hear echo?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
You don't hear it? All right, I think we
do.
still hear it. We're gonna work on you a little bit more, Lisa. Sit tight. We're gonna work on you a little bit more. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep it rolling while we work on Lisa. Okay, so you heard the scenario. So this is the deal, Mel. I see a comment here coming out of Facebook.
Oh,
All right, I want to put this comment up. I'm gonna let you go ahead and read it.
no
And
doubt.
let's see if we can address this comment right there.
All right, so a comment from Erica. She stated, "Oh, nah, girl, I'm praying for you. Stay strong and don't sit and stress about this grown man. He is doing him. And you have to pull yourself together and pray. Don't put any more stress on your unborn child that's coming into this life. Protect yourself and your child from cruel people like the father himself." Mm.
Wow.
Thank you for your
Man,
comment, Erica.
y'all got any thoughts on that?
I agree.
Mm.
Yeah. I like how
Absolutely.
she did send that encouragement also at the end of the day. Just we're praying for you too. And everyone does have your good, everyone has you at heart. So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. So check it out. Now we're about to get into our show topics, man. We're about to roll right in there. Anything else on Facebook though before we go, Mel? Any shout outs, brother?
Yeah, man. Listen, I want to give a shout out to Alicia, my girl Key. Henry said, "What up, boys? What up, Henry? Thanks for watching." My man Phil is in the building. Phil said Texas is in the building, so he gave a shout out. Shout out to more Crystal. Tisha's watching. Shout out to Dorina, Nadia, Alicia, Lisa Harris, Lakia Morney. Thank you all for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. And shout out to my DBDS ambassador, Nicole Marie Brown, as well as Ashlyn Cook. Thank you so much for tuning in, my peoples.
No doubt. All right. Listen, time to get right into the heart of the show. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk a little bit. Today we are talking about getting the relationship you desire, and we're gonna go through a few different subtopics to talk about that. I kind of ran through them in the beginning. Let's jump right in the first one. All right. This one here, your self-esteem is tied to your life's purpose. All right, your self-esteem is tied to your life's purpose. Let me kick this off. Then I'm gonna go to my illustrious panel and let them give us some knowledge. Listen, if you don't feel good about yourself, you will never pursue greatness. All right.
Mm.
And if you don't pursue greatness, you can never achieve your most amazing life's purpose. All right, so that's what this is all about. Self-esteem is tied to your life purpose. So if you don't feel good, you're not gonna go after that brass ring. So I'm coming to you, Monica. Talk to us about this one. Self-esteem is tied to your life's purpose.
Yes, I agree completely. Actually, I always have this conversation with my friends all the time because they're always talking about situations where women are in, and we're like, why would they put themselves through that? Why would they, I would just do this. And, I always think really, like you said, self-esteem is truly tied to life purpose because if you know that you are going somewhere, you don't want anyone wasting your time. Like, I just feel like there's so many times where I have dealt with men in the past, and it's like, I'm like I know what I want. You know what I mean? So it's like if you are wasting my time, you know what I mean? I can't settle for the I guess for the BS. You know what I mean? I can't settle for it because like I'm not about to be on the phone arguing with anybody. I'm not about to be checking your messages. I can't do that. If it interferes with my energy, then I have to move on. So I feel like when you do have that life purpose, then it's easier for you to just, cut the BS out of your life and keep moving. So yeah, I agree.
No doubt. Mel Money, self-esteem is tied to your life's purpose. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I agree with everything that Monica just stated. I mean, I truly feel that if you don't have a plan for your life, then someone else does. And I believe in order to increase your confidence and self-esteem is to do something that you're passionate about, which will be a magnet to attract someone who is like-minded. And once you come across that individual who is ambitious and confident as you are, then you can dive right in to see if you both have some sort of chemistry or if you're compatible with each other. But this goes back to, I would say, sharing your completeness with someone and not looking for someone to complete you. And I believe the key in life is to find your purpose, is to have so many ways to direct your life that it almost becomes like art. And the challenge for most people is that they feel they only have a few ways to change their state. But this is where you got to be in I would say, a determined state in order to succeed. Another way to create a pathway for your purpose in life and to raise your self-esteem is to constantly ask great questions and following through with your actions, because questions are the primary way that we learn virtually anything. I'll say in fact, successful people ask better questions and they're the ones that get better results. And these answers empower them so they know exactly what to do in any situation to produce the results they desire. So it could be anything such as, what do I want to do with my life? How do I get there? What steps do I need to take? How to become an effective communicator, and so forth. And you ask these questions, your mini computer in your head or finding answers from reliable sources and those who are knowledgeable in their area. And, I truly believe this becomes critical thinking to sharpen any area you want to know more about, which you can apply to your life. So that way it will increase your self-esteem, which in turn will attract more suitable mates in your life.
No doubt. Hey, Rika's in the building. What's up, Rika?
Oh,
We're gonna go to Ebony right now. Ebony, talk to me on this one. We're talking about life's purpose. Talk to me on that one. Self-esteem is tied to life's purpose.
It most definitely is tied to your life's purpose. I believe that when you have low self-esteem, you tend to settle for less than what you deserve because you don't know your own value. And it's not necessarily just in a relationship. It's within the workplace. It's within every aspect of your life. So you having a high self-esteem and knowing who you are as an individual, it allows you to have that confidence so that when you're settling for less. When you're staying stagnant in those places, it's like you have to know you have to have that confidence within yourself. You have to have your own self-esteem to be able to know where you need to grow, where your flaws are, and it just is incredibly important for you to have high self-esteem to be able to get to your life's purpose. Because there's plenty of times where, you question yourself, but you have to have that high self-esteem and know that how great you are to be able to keep on pushing for more,
Absolutely. So look, this is the thing. How you feel matters as you go on your journey to get in your relationship you desire. Keep that in mind. All right. Mel Money. Anything on Facebook, brother, that we want to hit up real quick?
No, just other quick shout outs. Melissa Lopez has joined. Welcome to the show. Shout out to Jeff, my boy Devon, Addies. We're going to keep the show rolling. Thank you so all for tuning in. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. This is DBDS Live. We'll be back in about 90 seconds. Sit tight.
Are you single? Do you know about DBDSSingles.com? Are you ready to meet a quality man or a classy woman? The DBDS brothers want you to know that love and loyalty still exists. So if you're ready to meet relationship-ready people, sign up for a free trial. DBDSSingles.com, where quality men meet classy women. If you would like to learn how to establish and maintain long-term meaningful relationships, join DBDS University today. You will learn about interpersonal relationships, first date tips, the relationship zones, emotional intelligence, and more.
Say thank you to my big brothers Mel and Mo for creating the DBDS University with the live, the book, the website. It's helped me so much grow as an individual.
What up, what up? Back in the studio, DBDS Live studio here with my girl Monica, my girl Ebony, and my man Mel Money, and we are talking about getting the relationship.
Man,
DBD, what's that saying at the bottom? Teach, learn, live. Teach, learn, live. Teach, learn, live.
All right.
We are back in the building. We are talking about getting the relationship you desire. All right. We went through one scenario. We're about to go to our next one. Next thing we want to talk about is, hold on. I got a shout out, man. Let me hit this up. What's the shout out say? It says, so dope, love the changes. Boom. Yes.
Okay.
Who's that from, Mel? You know who that's from, brother? Can you tell who that's from?
That's from our girl Nicole Marie Brown. Shout out to our DBDS ambassador.
What's up, girl?
Nicole Marie Brown.
What's up? I had to move the head on that one. What's up?
Whoa.
All right. So check it out. We're gonna keep this rolling, man. We're gonna go into our next topic. The next thing we want to talk about on the pathway to getting that relationship you desire, moral codes. All right, let's talk a little bit about moral codes. What are moral codes? Moral codes are answer questions, particular questions. What do you want? All right, you need to know that up front. Before you start messing around trying to get into a relationship, you need to know what you want up front. A lot of people don't really think about it. A lot of people don't think it through, right? And how bad do you want it? All right, you need to ask yourself questions like, I want a man who's taller than me. All right, for example, all right, I want a dude that makes a grip of money. He got to make a ton of money, right? So look at those two things. Okay, they may be on your list, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down a list of 10 things that matter to you. Write down 10 of them, then cross the last two out. All right, this is the 80-20 rule. All right, you got 80% of them you really need, 20%, you know, you could take it or leave it. Now you got a realistic list, the moral codes, something that you can use to get the relationship you desire. Coming to you, Ebony, Noelle. Talk to us about moral codes.
It's definitely important for you to have your moral codes because it helps you set your standard. You know, when you're going into dating, it's important for you to know what you want, what you're looking for, what your moral codes are, and make sure that you're equally yoked with someone else and their moral codes. Because there's a lot of times where you may have a really dope connection with somebody, but some of their moral codes may be different. You know, some of their, not necessarily religious factors, but there could be things like religious factors of the way that you raise your children, your moral codes, you know, the things that you set your standard. This is who I am. I'm not going to settle for that less than that. You know, it's like, it really helps you set your guideline. You know, when you know what you want, you know what your moral codes are, you know what you're going to settle for, you know what you're not going to settle for, you know, and it's important for you to be able to communicate that with your partner early on so that you know if you're equally yoked with that person or not. You know, so you definitely have to know what your moral codes are, set your standard, and date around that, you know.
Alignment, people, alignment. Make sure you align. Coming to you, Monica. We talking about moral codes. Talk to me.
So yeah, moral codes, like Ebony was saying, you know, it doesn't have to be religious, but yeah, I think one thing that is common in all religious doctrines is just the fact that you should be equally yoked, and that's like in almost all of them, it's equally yoked. So it just shows how important just kind of having that same, you know, thought pattern on what's important to you is in life. So I think definitely you should have those things written down or know or have a plan before you go into something, because it's very easy to see somebody and just think because they're nice, that means they're going to be a perfect father or a perfect person, a partner for you in the relationship. But if you just go into it blind, you may end up, you know, overlook some of those other important aspects of a relationship that you do need. And then by the time y'all are both emotionally invested, it's kind of, you're in this space where it's just really hard to break it off after you already kind of know that person isn't meant for you. So.
Right.
Absolutely. We are trying to get the relationship we desire. We are talking about moral codes, Mel Money. Talk to me, baby.
Yeah, I mean, Ebony and Monica hit it right on the head. I mean, without any personal guidelines, that anyone can easily take advantage of you. And having moral codes, as we illustrated in our book, Dear Brothers, Dear Sisters, Listen Up, they are personal relationship principles that an individual establishes and follows when looking for a suitable partner for a lifetime, or should I say a long-term relationship. But besides establishing moral codes, you must also have rules of engagement, which means setting personal expectations of what you want out of the relationship, which means that you have to be truly honest with yourself and ask yourself, what are you looking for in a relationship? What are your expectations when you get involved with someone else, and so forth? As you mentioned, Mo, moral code should be non-negotiable. For example, one sister's moral code may be related to trustworthiness. So if a brother she is dating questions her integrity without any justification, then no romantic connection won't be established because it went against her moral code. Moral codes can be extremely helpful because you're not compromising your values in order to get someone to like you. Plus, it creates a great filtration process to eliminate those who are not compatible with you. Oh, Mo, you mute.
Mel Money, got a couple inputs from Facebook for you, brother. Here's one.
Okay, so this is from my man, shout out to Chance. He said, people of color struggle with low self-esteem more than most. We're already dealing with an uphill battle just to be treated like decent human beings in a society that wants everyone to believe that people of color are less than.
Ooh. Somebody throw up some fire emojis. Y'all got any fire emojis on y'all? Just throw some up right there. All right. Got another comment coming in right here. Boom.
Okay, and Chance also state, we must be willing to dig deeper than what an individual shows us on the surface. So very true, Chance. Absolutely.
Uh-oh, somebody threw up the fire emojis, man. Here they go right here. All right, y'all. This is DVD is live, man. We're going to keep it going. I'm going to keep those fire emojis because I'm going to use those. All right, we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna talk about our next topic. Into our next topic, we want to talk a little bit about sustainable traits in a healthy relationship. Let me put them up here on the screen. Sustainable traits in a healthy relationship. So here's the deal. What does that mean? All right. So a lot of people rely, I would say, well, let me just go to the women first. A lot of women rely on beauty, but beauty is a short-term sustainable trait, short term, because you can't, you know, you're gonna always be beautiful. You're always gonna be beautiful and
No
pretty,
doubt.
but you can't just rely on that to be the basis of your relationship. A lot of men rely on muscles and money. All right. That those are short term relationship traits too, man. Because that's not, look at you got a lot of people with a lot of money and big muscles with no woman. All right, so
Real talk.
it's a short term
That's real talk.
sustainable trait. All right. So listen, what you got to do, you got to make sure you focus on qualities that make you domestically compatible. So we're gonna talk a little bit more about that here. Sustainable traits in a healthy relationship. Coming to you, Monica. Talk to me about this one.
Yes, yeah, just like you said, I think a lot of people, of course, when you get into something, you do go for the physical attraction, even if it's subconscious and you're like, oh no, I'm not about looks. You know, subconsciously you kind of do look at something about that person that you're attracted to. But I do think it is really hard, especially in the honeymoon phase, and sometimes people after the honeymoon phase, they're still just so intrigued by the person because of beauty or like muscles or their money that they don't take the time to really see how the person's gonna act in like a tough situation when you hit rock bottom, when the other partner loses their job, you know, when the other partner, you know, is going through a struggle that could really test the relationship. You know what I mean? So I think what people should really look at more so are, even before, if that person doesn't necessarily have the money and the wealth, is that person a person that is driven? Is that person a person that gets up every morning with their dreams, you know, first on their mind and tries to strive for that all the time? Is that person a person that tries to please you as much as possible if they don't have everything for you at that moment? You know what I mean? And those are kind of things I think that women and men should look at in a partner first and foremost, even if it's not necessarily even little skills like, oh, they cook, you know, they're an amazing cook. You know what I mean? Like anything could happen to that person, you know. They could be disabled the next day. Sadly, I know it sounds really like dark, but you know what I mean? And you need to be that kind of person that's going to be through them, through thick and thin, you know.
We are talking about getting the relationship you desire, and right now we are talking about sustainable traits in a relationship. Ebony, talk to me.
Yes, I'm going to agree with Monica as well. You know, I believe that society has taught us to be very shallow in what we are looking for in our partners versus as, you know, just gonna go ahead and throw us out there. Some of the men out here like, oh, you know, I need a girl with a big old booty, you know, and a lot of these women out here, and I need a man that's taller than me, and you know what I mean. Right. Those are superficial traits, you know. Those don't, well, other than the tallness, but yeah, y'all understand what I'm saying.
Ain't nothing wrong with a big booty though.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with a big booty. Don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But that's not going to, whether she has a big booty or not, doesn't mean she's going to be a good partner for you, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You're so focused on what's on the outside instead of that mental connection that you have with somebody, you know, that emotional connection that you have with someone, you know, whether someone's going to be able to possess good communication skills, whether someone's going to be able to respect you, you know, when times get hard, whether someone's going to be able to stay honest with you when it's hard for them to be honest. You know, those are substantial relationship traits that you should be looking for. You know, that somebody can be able to show you empathy when you're going through something and you're having a hard time. You know what I mean? Is someone going to be a good partner for you? It should be, you should be looking more or less at someone's character instead of someone's physical aspect, who they are as a person, you know, and as who their character is.
Now, money, sustainable relationship traits.
Man, I mean, Monica and Ebony, man, these are why they're classy women, man. Yeah, the what they stated is so true. This is why character always should be first, and then the secondary should be everything afterwards. And I totally agree. And most people tend to forget to look for those sustainable traits in a relationship. They're so mostly invested on connecting to the surface level attributes that they tend to ignore the deep level attributes of a person. For example, like Ebony stated, is that person's communication sufficient for your happiness? Is that person's affection is sufficient for your happiness? Is that person's attitude sufficient for your happiness? Is that person fulfilling your needs in a long-term or lifetime relationship? I mean, these are the questions and you should be aware of, you should be asking yourself, because if you truly think about it, a person's muscles, beard, tattoos, sexy voice, trust me, they're all attractive, but they do not sustain a relationship. And I know as humans, our selection is normally based on our emotions because that person's made us feel a certain way. But when that wisdom kicks in and you're able to see past the clouds, you'll truly know if that person is affecting your spirit in a good or negative way.
No doubt. Now, money. Facebook, brother. Here we go.
Oh, okay. So, man, Chance is on fire. He says social media allows us to be focused on materialism and physicality rather than the inner workings of an individual that will dictate whether a relationship has true potential staying power.
God.
Dog.
Good.
Fire.
There you go.
Dropping bombs today, man. You're dropping bombs.
Dog, man. Wow.
Just trying to get on the show.
No joke. Man.
Damn.
All right, man.
Killing them.
All right. Hey, keep them coming in the building, man. Keep them coming. Listen, we're going to jump right into our next topic since we're moving along nice and smooth right here. We're going to jump right into our next one. This one is extremely important. Using pain as a friend to select a partner. So let me size this up. You know, you think about pain. Pain is usually bad, man. You know, nobody want to feel pain. I don't want none of that pain. You keep that to yourself, right? So this is why I come in with my hot stove theory. I got a hot stove theory.
Okay.
Hot stove theory says, if I tell 10 people the stove is hot, don't touch it, 8 of them gonna touch it. Because some people just need to feel it in order to believe it. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. The people that did touch it, they'll never forget that feeling. But here's where the complexity comes in. So now if the stove is only hot enough so you get 2nd-degree burns, okay, you'll live, you'll sustain. But what happens if it burns a finger off? All right, so you got to be careful, man. You gotta understand. Look, pain can be your friend, but you got to be careful on how much you deal with and how much you bring into your life. All right, I'm gonna come to you, Mel Money. Using pain as your friend, man, to select a partner.
Yeah, I mean, this is extremely important because I feel like if you self-reflect and realize the role you played in that toxic or bad relationship, you'll come out on the other side unafraid. And when you're not afraid, you will make better choices. But the key word to really focus on is self-reflect, which simply means that you've learned your lesson from that horrible relationship. And sadly, those who are currently in dysfunctional relationships have not experienced enough pain yet or hit that emotional threshold. But to those who bail out of those horrible relationships, they made the decision to use their personal power to take action and change their life for the better. And this is where pain became their friend because it put them in a new direction to produce new results. And the reality is that we can use this understanding to harness the force of pain to change virtually anything in our lives. This also, as I mentioned earlier, creates that strong filtration process to eliminate and avoid people with similar behavior or emotional pattern that you experience from your previous relationships. Mo, you mute.
Carry that pain. Thank you, Mel Money. Carry that pain forward, but don't allow it to turn into baggage. All right, we're gonna come to you, Monica. What's your thoughts on this one? Using pain as a friend to select a partner.
Yes, just like you said, I agree with both you and Mel. Don't use it as baggage, because of course, if you use it as baggage, it's gonna weigh you down. Like Erykah Badu said, you're not gonna end up finding a good relationship if you're already always bringing the past into your new relationship. No one wants to hear. I think we talked about it before. No one wants to hear about your ex all day and negative stuff about your ex. It's just a turn off. We need to move on to what we're doing now. So yeah, I definitely believe there's a limit on that. But using experience can be a good thing. And then also just making sure that when you have that experience, that you do learn from it so that next time you're not in the exact same situation and kind of like Noah was saying, in a worse situation. Because who's to say that, yeah, you got away with it last time, but you do it again this time. And now you're in a situation where it's like to an extent, it may be irreversible, like whatever happened to you. So, yeah.
No doubt. Ebony, how are we going to leverage this pain to find a selectable partner?
I believe that, pain can be your biggest teacher. Some things you can't learn unless you have to go through the pain of it. So it's important for you to be able to heal from that pain before you start dating, first of all. And then once you do heal, you'll be able to, it's almost going to be like a red flag. It's like how Mo said, once you touch that oven, you know that oven's hot. And so as soon as you start getting close to touching that oven in a future relationship, it's not necessarily a baggage. It's more or less as, hey, this is a little hot right here. Is this about me? Or is this about you? Is this my trigger or is this really something that you're doing? It's getting a little hot. Let me reevaluate myself and see what this is. You know what I mean? So it's important for you to have that pain, but and you have to learn from it, and you have to use it as a tool and not necessarily as an unhealthy tool. You don't want it to be baggage. You don't want to believe that everything that you went through in the past is going to continue to happen, but you did go through that for a reason. So you need to be able to learn what that lesson was and be able to carry that lesson with you in your future relationships.
Transform that pain into life lessons. Mel Money, Facebook, brother. Here we go.
All right. So our boy, man, Chance, you're slaying him today, man. He said, use your personal pain experiences as a guide to help you choose more wisely when deciding to search for a new partner. Chance,
I was typing that as I was saying it.
God, dog, man. No doubt. Yes. Keep killing him, Chance. My man Chance in the zone right now, boy. All right.
Okay.
Check this out, y'all. Y'all know how we do it, man. This DBD is live, man. We're going to be back in about 60 seconds.
Are you single? Do you know about DBDSSingles.com? Are you ready to meet a quality man or a classy woman? The DBDS brothers want you to know that love and loyalty still exists. So if you're ready to meet relationship-ready people, sign up for a free trial. DBDSSingles.com, where quality men meet classy women.
What up, y'all? Back in the DBD's live studio with your man Mo. I'm here with my girl Monica, my girl Ebony, and my man Mel Money. And we are talking about getting a relationship you desire. We got another Facebook comment, Mel Money. I'm coming back at you, brother. Check it out. Check it out. Boom. Ha.
Oh, my man Rondell, he said, I just caught a piece. A person must heal from past pain. If not, negative patterns will destroy the new relationship. That's why there are a lot of toxic relationships. Bleeding on the inside, hurting the next person on the outside.
Oh my God. What is wrong with y'all DBDS people, man? Y'all are killing them, man.
And that's really what it is. Broken
yes,
people.
Yes.
Broken. So true.
And Monica, you got a personal shout out right here. Rondell, my man Rondell said, what's up, Monica?
Hey.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, y'all, check it out. We're going to keep this show moving. Anything else on Facebook, Mel Money, before we move on, brother?
Yes. Shout out to my girl, Lala Middleton. She said, hey, shout out to Miss Dancer. Shout out to my man, Eddie. He just turned into the show. Shout out to my girl, Tamika Blanco. Thank you for tuning in. We'll continue to give shout outs throughout the rest of the show.
Yes, y'all. If you're just tuning in, it's DBDS Live. We're talking about getting a relationship you desire. We already went through self-esteem is tied to life's purpose. Moral codes and sustainable traits, and pain is your friend. Now we about to jump into the next thing, and the next thing is be the best version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. You know, a lot of people minimize this, but see, this is the thing. A lot of people know exactly when they're doing something wrong. They know exactly when they're not trying hard enough. They know when that's the case, right? They know when they took more than they gave. And they know when they only cared about themselves and nobody else. All right. That's not the best version of yourself. You got to bring that best version out. Coming to you, Ebony. Talk to me about this one. Be the best version of yourself.
It's important to be the best version of yourself because you hear a lot of people out here. Like I said, I think I said this in our last show too. People are out here looking for someone to complete them. You know, people say, I want to find my other half. I want to find, you know, the person that's going to complete me, when they fail to realize that you should be a full person within yourself. You know what I mean? Right. You need to be 100% and be able to find your another 100%, and you all build together. You can't be a broken person and only be at 50, going to find somebody else that's at 50 to try to make that be 100. You know what I mean? You got to be 100 within yourself before you start dating. So that way you're able to know what your values are. You know who you are as a person. You know what your flaws are. You know what your great qualities are. It's important for you to know who you are, you know? So you got to be the best version of yourself. You got to spend that time with yourself. You got to do that self-development. You got to really look in so that you can be your best self and you can be able to give that to someone else. You know what I mean? You don't want to give somebody else a broken gift. So you got to make sure that you're wrapped fully and okay within yourself, you know, before you can try to give yourself to someone else.
Wow, that's like giving somebody a broken watch, man. Yeah, go ahead and wrap that up. Just wrap that up. I'm gonna do that. That's cool, man. All right, Monica, we come to you. We talk about being the best version of yourself. We're trying to get that relationship we desire. Talk to us.
Just make sure that you're putting, again, kind of like not putting that baggage into your relationship and just being that complete person. If you are feeling like you're not over like a past relationship, or you are about to bring baggage, kind of like what Ebony said, don't jump into the next relationship because you won't be your whole self. You need to complete yourself first and mentally be in the right place before you decide to share your space with somebody else. And I think, so, you know, that just goes into just kind of being that best version of yourself. Yeah.
Oh, simple as that. To get the best version, to get the relationship you desire, you need to bring the best version of yourself. Mel Money, talk to me.
Yeah. Both hit it right on the money. My thing is, I'm going to break it down from a male's perspective. So, you know, I truly believe the secret to gaining and maintaining the love, respect, and desire of a high quality woman is to continuously evolve into a better man. And as a high quality man, you should never stop growing. You should never stop evolving consciously. So in short, this is the path of leadership. And as a man, you desire to improve yourself alone is a turn on, because classy women are designed to be our counterparts, and they are designed to want to assist us, to nurture us, to support us in becoming the best version of ourselves, which is leading, providing, protecting, and so forth. And by committing yourself to such a path to grow and overcoming life's challenges, she then becomes even more attracted to you. But even if you don't have a woman at this time, the desire to become a better man, I feel it's a noble goal and it requires dedication.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep it rolling. Any Facebook inputs, man, before we move it on?
Yeah. We got another comment. We got a couple of comments.
I got it right here. You want me to bring them up? Okay, here we go. Boom. There's one.
All right. So this is from our ambassador, Nicole Marie Brown. She stated, "You have to make sure you can reciprocate what you expect."
Right.
Very true. Yes.
Second one.
Oh, Chance, man, he's slaying them. He said, "Be honest with yourself when it comes to the areas of which you individually know needs improvement, thus increasing your chances at being the best you possible. You deserve it, and so does your potential love interest." Whew.
Hey, listen. Hey, Chance got a fan out there. Here's the next comment. Check it out. Boom.
Nicole said, "You need to dial Chance into the show." Okay.
Y'all might have to do an all men's panel one day.
Oh, we did that once. Oh my God, it was off the chain. It was off the chain, Ebony. Trust me, man. It was crazy. All right, y'all. We're gonna keep it rolling. DBDS Live in the building. We're talking about getting that relationship you desire. One way to do that is to look at healthy relationship models. All right. You need to model what you want off of something. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna pick, right? So this is where I look at it. Brain power and willpower. Okay. Brain power recognizes it, and willpower makes you go get it. All right. Now I'm gonna get a little philosophical on you because there's a psychology to this. Here's the deal. 78% of serial killers were either abused or they witnessed abuse, right? So their model was abuse, right? And it became that. This is no different than your relationship. If you don't model off of something that is positive, something that is sustainable, something that's long term, you know, your chances of getting into that situation is significantly reduced. All right, come to you, Monica. Talk to us about this one. Healthy relationship models.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Mo. I think in order to have a good relationship, you kind of need to know somewhat of what you're modeling it afterwards, and that doesn't necessarily be like a celebrity or something along that lines. I think some of the best examples, kind of like what you were. I hate saying it, kind of like what you were saying with serial killers. It kind of sounds crazy, but but like closest people to you sometimes are the best models because they're in your environment and you can kind of see what they do and model after that. So like if you are blessed enough to have parents or family members close to you that do have a healthy relationship, of course it's not going to be perfect, but they get through those tough times together and they're successful. I think those are good examples of good relationship models. Obviously, of course, you're going to have those people maybe that are celebrities that you do think, okay, well, they do look good and I would like, a relationship similar to that. But of course, you have to just remember nothing is perfect. I kind of like what Mel said too about in the past, I think a past show he was saying like you can't want like a Barack Obama and be out here like ratchet. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? So if that's the model you want, if you want to be Barack and Michelle, you know what I mean? You have to make sure that you are acting in a certain way. You know what I mean?
If you want your Barack, you got to be Michelle, no doubt. Ebony, coming to you. Healthy relationship models. Talk to us.
Monica stole my relationship models. I was surely about to be like, you got to try to be that Michelle and Barack Obama right there. You got to be able to find someone, whether it's someone that's famous. We say, Barack Obama, they're so public. So, that's who we automatically think of when you think of a healthy marriage, a healthy, strong marriage, you know what I mean? That's been sustainable for years. You have to choose a remote role model that has been successful in what you're trying to be. You know what I mean? You can take advice from us and take our opinions. That's all they are, opinions, but we haven't necessarily been fully successful in it. When I look at role models for my relationship, I want to see couples that have been together 30, 40, 50 years, the ones that have stuck together, held it down. Through all the good, through the bad, you know what I mean? And you don't necessarily find that in celebrities nowadays. We do have Barack and Michelle. Don't get me wrong if you're watching Barack and Michelle. But, we don't have a whole bunch of public figures that have had really healthy, sustainable relationships, so you need to make sure that your models are people that have been successful in that area.
Absolutely, man. See what you kind of visualize what you want. Coming to you, Mel Money, healthy relationship models. Talk to me.
Listen, man, this is why I try not to listen to the radio. I heard a song the other day be like, I want to be your F buddy. And the song kept having a beat. Let me be your F buddy. Let me be, I mean, it's sad. It's sad.
We're wilding out here.
You know what I'm talking about.
If you could screenshot our faces.
Oh man, but the thing is, there are a lot of negative outputs on relationships today, especially what we see on TV and what we hear in our music. I mean, the love and hip hop. I call it hate and hip hop. And for me, for example, there are songs out there that's promoting side piece behavior and verbal abuse. And in some cases, people frown upon marriage, but they fail to realize, from my perspective, that marriage within itself is not the problem. Who they chose to marry was the problem. And furthermore, I believe the key to separate yourself from seeing these negative images in the media, we tend to condition our brain as normal, is to look for positive relationships. And of course, Barack and Michelle Obama come into play. It can even be non-celebrities, such as if you have grandparents that stood the test of time, or whether it's an emotional, healthy group on social media that you come out on afterwards. But I feel that when you have these great examples and also a useful output to apply the same concept, which will elevate your relationship, it will only increases that chance to have a great relationship as soon as the right person comes into your life.
Man, we had a lot of wisdom in the building today. Listen, I need to echo every show. I learn something, so I need to echo this again, because this is Mel Money just said this. He said marriage has a bad name. Man, I totally agree, man. It's people getting divorced and all that stuff. You know what? They didn't do the planning up front. They didn't get the right person, and guess whose fault it is? Marriage, not theirs. All right, think about that, man. So check this out. We're gonna take a quick break. DBDS Live. We're gonna take a quick break, but before we do that, we're gonna hit this last comment. Then we're gonna take a quick break and come back and give you our show summaries. Here we go, Mel Money. Let me see where that comment went. I know I had one. Here it goes. Boom, right there.
Oh, so our boy Rondell, he said, investing in yourself is the best investment you will ever make. Remove yourself from toxic environments.
Listen, that does not just apply to relationships. That applies to life.
Right.
And you know what? And you know what? I'm a poster child for that statement right there. Trust me. If you read my autobiography, you'll understand. All right, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we're gonna give you our show summary. Sit tight. Be back in about 90 seconds.
If you would like to learn how to establish and maintain long-term meaningful relationships, join DBDS University today. You will learn about interpersonal relationships, first date tips, the relationship zones, emotional intelligence, and more.
Say thank you to my big brothers Mel and Mo for creating the DBDS University with the live, the book, the website. It's helped me so much grow as an individual.
Are you single? Do you know about DBDSSingles.com? Are you ready to meet a quality man or a classy woman? The DBDS brothers want you to know that love and loyalty still exists. So if you're ready to meet relationship-ready people, sign up for a free trial. DBDSSingles.com, where quality men meet classy women.
What up, y'all? Back in the building, DBDS Live. We've been killing it, man. We've been talking about trying to get that relationship you desire. Went through a whole bunch of topics, had a whole bunch of wisdom, a lot of fire coming out of Facebook. Mel, anything else before we move on, brother?
Oh, we have one more comment we can apply.
All right, let me see. Let me go up in this building here and see what we got. Ready? Boom. There you go, right there.
Okay, Chance. Most of us most of us need to utilize positive models as a guide to lead us in the right direction. In the same way, a compass will help us to navigate the land. There is no shame in using these models to guide us into successful relationships. Once Mount Everest was conquered, everyone that utilized that information in order to successfully do the same.
Wow.
Okay, Chance. We love you,
man.
Chance.
Thank you, Chance, man. We appreciate all the input. Chance, you got to write a book, brother. She said you got to write a book, man. You got to write a book, brother. All right, y'all. It's that time, man. Jerry Springer moment. If you watch Jerry Springer, you know at the end of the show, he do his show summary. Final words. We coming to you, Monica. Talk to us. On today, we were talking about getting a relationship you desire. What's your final words on this show topic?
Getting a relationship you desire requires that you first work on yourself. Afterwards, go with outline what you want in a partner. And then once you do, just make sure that you're acting accordingly to what you want. Just make sure that you are doing everything you can to move forward in that relationship. And I guess be the best you can be. So
be the best you can be, no doubt. Ebony, we're talking get in the relationship you desire. Final words.
Final words are going to be close to Monica. It's important for you just to love yourself. Make sure you're taking that time to heal while you're single and being able to set your expectations, be able to know what your standards are, and just be able to love yourself fully and not settle for anything less than you deserve.
Man, basic rules, man. We just got to follow them. Mel Money, get in a relationship you deserve. Final words, brother.
I love my classy sisters, man. Shout out to Ebony and Monica. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. You guys are simply amazing.
We love you too, Mel. DBDS family. We love y'all.
No doubt. Okay. So listen, I'm going to finish off and say taking care of yourself should start today. And self-care along with personal guidelines are important because it will attract the kind of man or woman you're looking for. As you attempt to work on your well-being, you will become stronger, avoid self-destructive behaviors, and find a rhythm that works for you to continue to grow and become a better version of yourself. Self-reflection is the key because you can't find the new when you're holding on to the old.
No doubt. Hey man, I just got to echo what Mel Money said, man. Monica, Ebony, you guys were amazing, man. I always learn something every show. Thank you for your teaching. Thank you for what you know, all your comments, your input. Really appreciate having you here. The last thing I'm gonna say is this: I got something called the PLR circle. PLR circle. Okay, P, purpose. Purpose gives life meaning. Life. Okay, that allows you to live and experience your purpose. And the relationship allows you to share your life. All right. So you do that, and that it will allow you to get that relationship you desire. Mel Money, kick us out of here, brother.